Hey folks, this is Zach. Well guys, can you all feel the heat that we are coming near to the Shadowlands expansion, which falls at the last week of October 2020? What is your preparation for the main character? Have you decided which class to play? Or are you still waiting for the final tuning from Blizzard for every class that can decide which one to main? No worries, we have some few tips for you that you all can consider which one to take. For this video is all about how to choose a main in Shadowlands. It is so many things to be considered, and if you have any comments to address, feel free to drop at the comment section down below. As usual, to all my fellow friends, let us look into our overview for this topic on how to choose your main in Shadowlands without using the mind mapping for this time. The first one is to check is on role to play, whether a tank, healer or DPS, and other tips which can be used to main a character based on my experience. Alright everyone, the key and utmost important part to determine is the role that you would like to play. As a beginner, or if let's say newcomer with the game, basically in World of Warcraft there are three roles which are tank, heals and DPS. The first thing is to ask yourself whether which roles prefer that suit to your playstyle. Let us define the role. As a tank, the duty is to ensure the team members are still alive. It's like a defender who absorbs all the damage from mobs or bosses, while other like DPS deals the damage from the back. In Mythic Plus, tank is the leader and move first in front in taking all the aggros or threats. Tank carries great responsibility to ensure the people are still alive, efficiently on pulling the mobs to kill and not by rushing for a big pool of mobs, which may lead to overwhelming and healer can't catch up with heals due to damage suddenly wiped off. If the pool of mobs too slow, makes some of the DPS impatient and pull out more by themselves. Ouch, that is hurt my friend. So the most important part in tank needs to know and experience well for a certain dungeon or raid fight. They need to know as well the time to use the defensive cooldown and as well seeking external cooldown from healers. Position carefully so that a certain spells from boss or mobs not hitting the group. In my experience, especially in Mythic Plus, an excellent tank is a tanker who knows what are they doing, know which route to take, which mobs to kill for the percentage kill of enemy forces, which mobs to kite to reset a certain mechanics to skip up trash. The next role which I can say among toughest one is being a healer. The rule of thumb of being a healer is to ensure everyone is being topped off in terms of health and stay alive until finish. Whatever happens, if it's either DPS or tank fault, a healer needs to be ready to use defensive cooldown on them and pop up the healing cooldown to recover the health as quickly as possible. It is not easy to play as healer because of so many things needs to be monitored, like boss spells to dodge or alert, looking at healing frame which teams members needs requires heals the most, to monitor the timing to use the healing CD, especially in Mythic Raid. I have been playing as a healer as well both in Raid and Dungeon. Well, it is really tiring for those people who really like to make themselves busy with extra focus and challenges as compared to a tank. Then choose a healer. DPS role is the part, in my opinion, I would say the least difficult to play. Well, The job is really simple and straightforward, which is to deliver the best damage. If your damage can pass inside the Warcraft log and God rank, consider that you are really good on playing with your class. But bear in mind, people, for those who are in this role, the next part is not to make the tanks or healers jobs harder for you. Based on my experience as well, there are quite some occasions that DPS standing on fire, aka the boss on mobs, costed something, but due to the damage is building up or offensive CD is up, the respective DPS didn't move, and hoping the healers to heal hard. If move will drop the DPS. This is the moment where healer will screw you for extra healing, which can lead to waste of mana, and tanks needs to reposition the mobs to a safe place so that the raid or dungeon team stays alive. Really selfish, I would say, in my opinion, my friend. In terms of DPS groups, there are two types of DPS: melee and ranged. For those who love fast pressing button and no need to consider the downtime to press a certain spells, melee is the choice for you. While if you are kind of person more like a moderate speed, relaxed kind of person when clicking spells, love to cast spell and like to deal damage to boss from a distance, ranged DPS is suitable for you. In ranged DPS, you can observe your surrounding pretty well, especially on boss mechanics, to dodge rather than melee. Imagine if there are too many melees whacking the boss inside boss hitbox. We can't really know where is our tune, and the surrounding spells are hard to be seen. It depends on personal overview for melee or ranged, but for me, both of the said roles are unique on its own way. One more thing, as a ranged, a proper starter step when DPSing is really important to maintain a good DPS. Starter step means cast any instant spells while moving. The last one is pertaining to the above roles are also that there are other factors which can be contributed to this meaning of character in Shadowlands. Throughout the years of my play in World of Warcraft, and these tips might be working for you, and if you have your own thoughts or ideas to share as usual, please drop into the comments box below. Well guys, the most important part is what type of players are you? Are you more into hardcore progression type of person, which means willing to do more days of contents, especially raid and pushing to the maximum level of mythic plus keys, or casual players who just enjoy the game for fun and not being too much of a pressure or push to complete in a certain content? It is like, if can complete it, then okay, otherwise just forget it. That's why, in my opinion, analyze what kind of content you would like to do. Next is in terms of World of Warcraft content. Let's say if you are in raid or mythic plus, what kind of class to fill up the roster. This is where to secure a spot, especially in raid. One must know what do the raid required, especially from the guild, and try to practice for that class, whether is it blend to your playstyle or vice versa. Last tips I would like to address is, for me, the most important part is play the class or role that you like and not being forced to play other spec which are not enjoyable. Besides, you are the one who paid for this subscription fee and not them, right? The other thing that I would like to add is learn and explore more for the class from the website like 𝗚𝗿𝗽 on class design, and also our WoW YouTuber friends on explaining each of abilities mechanics on how to play. I believe that class Discord are also available, which we can throw some question and seek for a few answers from the community to help. Alright, my fellow friends, that is all for the tips and a few recommendations on how to choose your main character in Shadowlands. What do you guys think about the given points? Is it reliable? As usual, it's just my personal overview, which may be right or wrong. If you have any ideas, concern, opinion, or anything to add up, feel free to drop under the comments box down below to discuss. I appreciate for your fullest support. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you again in the next video. Take care, stay safe, and have a great day.